Welcome to the first game of the set Slam vs Overtaken in T90's Titans League Season 3 Gold League. We are once again in Group C, and let's take a very short look at the draft. We will see the first match on Spiral, then Graveyards or Land Madness will follow, and we can see for Overtaken as the Siths, Aztecs, Franks, Byzantines, Khmer, or Mongols. Slam has the choice between Chinese, Gujars, Malians, Malay, or Lithuanians. And I expected for the first match on Spiral that we see Mongols for Overtaken and Malians for Slam. And we can jump into the game already. And we will see there that Slam indeed plays with Malians, but Overtaken is going for Khmer. Something I also like, Sith that can scout rush really fast. We have seen this map in the last game, at least if we are watching the stream on YouTube. You might have watched this in the last game as well, but you decide on the order there. And this map with a spiral in the middle where we have a lot of wood every second thing in between the hills that make up the spiral. We also have a little bit of deep fish here on the left and on the right side. And we have patches with a lot of food here and here, where we even can free these herdables if the scout kills the fence here. Then there's a lot of deer around, and it's really hard to wall this map, even though Overtaken has a map where it's not fairly easy, but comparably easy, if we are comparing it to the last map we have seen. Therefore, a lot of aggression is possible here. And because we are already far behind the schedule, I would say I speed up the Dark Age a bit, where we now see Overtaken going for his herdables inside this gate here or behind the fence. Slam isn't doing that yet. In theory, Overtaken could go over here and take those himself, but he is pushing deer. And I assume Slam, is going for a dock and will go for some fishing ships. Has 5 on wood already with the discounted buildings for Malians. That should be enough to get fishing ships out now easily. And if we had one more, also go for a house every now and then. And then on this side, Overtaken not going for the dock yet. He's clicking Loom already. Is not able to click up. Slam is also going for Loom. Oh, Overtaken is able to click up. Did he... I think the deer here garrisoned the wills from that one. Clicked up. The first on the way to Feudal Age. Slam still behind. He clicked Loom because he's going for the fish with these 2 villagers. Wants them to be safe. Thanks for streaming this, by the way. I don't know if I'll be able to stay for the whole set, but I wanted to see at least a little bit of Slam. Understandable. And I'm glad someone decided to stream something besides Hera versus Viper. And for people like you who don't want to see Hera versus Viper, for you, I'm doing this. Because I'm not that interested in the 5th Hera versus Viper match this year. And if you can't see everything, you can obviously check out my YouTube channel or the VOD whenever you have time for that. But both will be showing this set again. Oh, Overtaken, now in Feudal Age, can fight against a single will, especially with the downhill hits. But enough wills are around. And Feudal Age is coming in for Slam now as well. And the boar only now feels late, but works for Slam. Slam obviously with a little bit more eco. Even though he has 36 seconds of LTC time, but he has 3 fishing ships. Yeah, the scouts can come in easily against the hard-to-wall area here. They are not really killing anything, but they are just very annoying right now. I think we will see a spearman now. Yes, there it is. Slam must be happy that he's in fuel age now. Oh, and this palisade gate could have been killed by the scout. Could have easily. Best of 21 just feels excessive. I have to say, I am a bit of a fan of those settings. I can totally see why a lot of people won't follow it too much, because it's just so long every set. But I think that's the one thing that excites me the most about the tournament, that it's so long. I initially wanted to cast El Matador versus someone else in Gold League, but they rescheduled, will be played on starting next week. And El Matador played a best of 101 earlier this year against Neely. And I absolutely loved it. It was basically full-time streaming for both for full week. Oh, I think it was right after Christmas. And yeah, I watched basically everything of it. Okay, now Overtaken has the ability to kill a spearman here, loses 1 scout, and Slam small walled his woodline here very nicely. This woodline with way too many vills. The scouts wouldn't be able to engage there. Oh, Overtaken really got these herdables, but didn't kill the fence. His scouts have better things to do. But now Slam can finish his walls almost completely. Don't tell him about this hole in this wall. Wasn't it on February this year? It could also be the case. I'm not sure anymore. It should be on Liquipedia. So if you want to know when Nilly and El Matador played the best of 101, check Liquipedia. Oh, this could be the first Vil kill now, but the ETC tries its best to make it as hard as possible, and the Vil gets in there. Scouts are getting low, and Slam now with archers out. Doesn't have fletching yet, so they don't deal that much damage. But it should be enough to scare Overtaken away, and it's 1 archer range for Slam. But he already has 5 archers, 2 spearmen on top of that, and the scouts don't really have anything to do here now, except for running away. Indeed, check Liquipedia, my man, or my woman. I know for a fact that at least 1 woman is listening to this right now. Now, Overtaken can take the cow and the sheep. That's 250 wood that he's kind of stealing from Slam. The map scripter's intention probably was that Slam takes that. But what Slam is taking now as well is the market. And he uses it to not really buys himself up, but he's getting way closer to that. When the fishing ships are in danger now, the army of Slam will most likely be able to fight that. Slam is using the market a bit more. 80 food left till he can click up. I think he should send in his fishing ships. Okay, this one doesn't have any food anymore. These 2 send the back. Be happy with what you got. And not really anything that Slam will get from those anymore. Okay, the scouts can't really engage. Slam is on the way to the castle edge, but what I completely missed is that Overtaken is way, way faster. He's adding a second stable now, is adding a blacksmith. He didn't have to build as many buildings as Slam to click up. Saved some resources there. The army of Slam is a bit more expensive as well, I think. And Overtaken can potentially go for a 2 stable knight with 1 TC soon. but he might lack the gold soon and has to go out. Then, yeah, DC on the gold can be useful. Not much gold inside the bases of the players, so you have to go out at some point. There's gold everywhere. A lot of 4-tile golds around and gold in the middle. That will be very important towards the later stages of the game. But now we will see TCs on the outside golds. And now the scouts with bloodlines and with the first defense upgrade can be solid at fighting, for example, some feudal age archers. Knights are better at that though. But it will be hard for Overtaken to find a way to the insides. Slam is now in the castle edge as well. His immediate clicking crossbowman and bodkin arrow. His crossbows will be the best thing that can defend himself against the knight attacks right now. And Slam is playing this very cautiously right now. He's adding camels as well. Good option for Malians, have every upgrade in the Castle Age. And should have every upgrade in the Imperial Age as well. Plus Farimba. So camels also a long-term option for Slam. And Overtaken is placing a third TC here now. Oh, and what Khmer can do really, really well here is use all that space here. This free space, maybe even this one. To get a lot of farms up without mills in between. Use that space as efficient as possible. And if Slam is taking a good fight here with his crossbows, not only the camels, then it could be great for him. But the monk could change everything. If he converts one camel before the engagement really starts, then it looks way different. Especially with a second monk around. It's a bit hard for Slam to engage here now. He's getting upgrades now for his units. That's very much needed. And last game we already saw that players are going for very few blacksmith upgrades here. Slam with his bodkin arrow minute 22 is already really fast in comparison to what we saw last game. And he's placing a second TC as well, but Overtaken already with a 8-vil lead, 8-worker lead, and 3 of the workers of Slam are these completely useless fishing ships. The only thing they can do is blocking pop space. I mean, Slam has 59 units, but 95 space, so that's not a problem for him right now. But they're not doing much more. Giving him some vision, maybe. And a lot of idle fills as well for Slam. Or there are just the 3 fishing ships now. Oh, crossbows with a good engagement here. Those are 2 dead monks. That really, really helps out the camels. Even if one is getting converted now, I think that should be a solid engagement for Slam. But he plays it very safe. Doesn't want to risk that, especially because Overtaken can run back to the TC. Slam didn't know about it. Runs into it, but that's not the biggest problem. Monk is around now to heal him, and Overtaken so far with no relic. Slam didn't get one either, but there's one monk with a relic standing around, waiting for orders. I mean, isn't it kind of obvious that you bring back the relic? Why don't they do that automatically? Probably because they would always bring it back to the worst possible monastery if you have more than one. Overtaken has to rewall here. Can't really repair the stables because the crossbows are around. And Overtaken also can't really jump onto the crossbows with the knights because they just can retreat to the camels, to the monks. Now with 2 monks around, Overtaken looks like he wants to engage. He can't. It's just not really possible. Oh, Slam is risking his crossbows here just for the monk kills. Gets one monk kill. Gets one conversion. 2 conversions. Oh, delete the... No, he gets the kill against the monk. He doesn't have to delete. And he killed the stable here. Now he can go after the houses. But it will take some time until he is able to get in. And some siege shall help out. The 30C is coming now for Slam. And yeah, Slam is pushing right now. Keeping overtaken inside. Gets a will kill even. Second will kill. Even without ballistics. Overtaken has a solid 22 will lead. That will increase a bit even. And 2 relics in for him against 0, increasing his eco even more. So Slam is kind of forced to get damage done here. So far it doesn't look that much like it. 4 eco kills, doesn't matter that much. Military numbers though, really big difference. 29 versus 17, and the further we get in this game, the closer the relative will counts will be, or the distance between them. It's worse to have 1 will versus 21 than it is to have 101 wills versus 121. So the effect gets smaller, but Slam might be later to the Imperial Age, with him investing a lot into military and the weaker eco. And Overtaken decides, I'm fairly safe at home. Can live with that. Let's go forward with some knights. Let's see how well that works for him. And we have to discuss the strength of knights here against Malians. While the Malians are going for a lot of camels, but what the knights can definitely do is kill a palisade gate and run into the base of Slam. Not if we are splitting up and taking bad fights against camels like Overtaken is doing here. But as I said earlier, don't tell Slam about this opening here. It now gets back at him that he didn't wall his base. And I think Overtaken can fight against the camels here. Light Cav upgrade for him as well. He gets problems with gold control. Has a 4th TC here next to the gold. But loses control over this gold. Doesn't have any gold in this main base. And the castle here really saves Overtaken from a lot of damage that could have been dealt. But he didn't really do that much damage here either. Too many camels were around. 0 eco kills still for Overtaken. And Overtaken will lose this TC next to the gold. The monastery could be next. And we get more TCs here on the left side. What do we have here? Some wills on gold. Unprotected, but probably also unscouted. Yeah. Slam doesn't even know that there's any gold. He could anticipate it, but I don't think he thinks too much about it. And those knights are running out of the base. Overtaken opened it here, and Slam didn't fix his hole. I wonder if Overtaken tries to just run in and kill as much eco as he can. And if he gets onto 120 eco versus 60, 50 maybe, then he is definitely still in his game. And he gets Iron Casting, gets Wheelbarrow. And maybe he has to look towards Imp. Oh, Slam could have seen the group of knights. I don't know if he sees it. He is focusing on his castle most likely. And I think the damage of the mangles onto the house isn't the best thing for Slam right now. Oh, Slam raids the gold here. Obviously no gold left inside the main area of Slam. So Slam has only this gold here. Camels are coming back. That gives the knights from Overtaken's base the chance to jump onto the manuals, onto the crossbows, onto the wilds that are building the castle, but they are walled. This knight right here gets pushed back by all those camels. 9 eco kills though done by that. Some maybe here as well. But in total 9 kills in the last minute. TC here by Slam on that gold. Doesn't want to lose control over gold most likely. Now Overtaken with the TC on the right side as well. He's getting pushed away from his base more and more, even though the castle is stabilizing his position a bit. And he is up earlier to the Imperial Age. Will have traps out faster. Slam still fairly far away. Is going for Gebetto now. I don't really see why, to be honest. Camels are working fairly well against the Knights of Overtaken. Far better than Gebetto could. And we don't see any other units right now from Overtaken. He's trying to brute force his way through the camels with knights. A approach I don't like, to be honest. Okay, camel raid against the TCs here. Even without the castle, that shouldn't really work. But Overtaken isn't paying attention right now. He's paying attention at the camels here, I think. That he can fight back with knights under castle. Fighting under castles is really nothing camels want to do. Slam still far away from having the resources. He could sell wood and stone, then buy himself up, and he's doing exactly that. Not enough food, I think, even if he buys some. Oh, and what he has going for himself is a knight that is trying to stop this TC. Won't be too successful at that, but it is a win for Slam overall, I think. And camels coming over. Overtaken tries to quick wall that, but I don't think he will be too successful. Slam clicked on to Imp as well. Will be there 2 minutes after his opponent. Okay, now with the TC up, camels are not that great anymore. They are dealing less damage to the TC than camels do. They get more damage from it than knights do. And Slam adds a TC in the middle. And Overtaken is an imp. Where are his traps? There's the first one queued. There's none here though. He doesn't have the resources for that. $38 military at the moment for Slam. Basically all camels, but he's adding knights. Oh, and Overtaken is finally going for a counter to camels. Halberdier. And not that coincidentally, that also counters the knights that Slam is adding now. And Slam Cavalier for Malians are great when you have Farimba, but if you're going for Farimba, you can't get any traps. If you can't get any traps, you will lose the trap fight and therefore lose the castle. Will already be hard for Slam to keep that castle up, as he is up later. Still 20 seconds left to him when the first trap starts shooting here. These knights will die to the castle, to the TC, and to the knights arriving. I don't really understand the knights switch for Slam. But I think I understand the Gebetto switch now a bit better, because going for pikemen would have been something that Overtaken could have done. Oh, nice walls around the trap here. And the camels have to run under the castle to fight that. Wills are hiding in houses now, at least trying to. Not that much space around here. Some Wills kills will happen. Some harp kills will happen, but the harps will also deal a lot of damage to the camels, if they are fighting at least. How is it looking here? A lot of repair Wills around. Conscription is coming in. Slam will be out of stone soon. He will get conscription. He might get the trap out as well, but don't think he can afford it. And Slam lost a TC here, right? To a lot of knights? Or was there a trap around here? Haven't looked at that. Let's go back a bit. Ah, there is a trap. There's still a trap hidden behind the castle that killed the TC. Camels couldn't jump. Couldn't go under the castle together with knights. This castle is down now. This trap didn't even need to get unpacked. Overtaken is looking good now. Gets a big camel raid in, but wills are in the TC. 10 wills. A lot of damage against the camels. Not that great against the ranged attacks from TCs. And have to run away from the halves. But there's one big counter against halves that Malians like to do. Except for Geppetto. And it's the militia line. The champion with extra pierce armor. They can easily jump under town centers. They can completely shred halberdiers. They would struggle against a lot of knights or cavalier. That is getting tagged from overtaken now. But they should be gold efficient. And Slam has a lot more gold than overtaken. And I think hard numbers are just too big here against the not yet champions. Cavalier are helping out. The castle will go up. Traps are positioning themselves to go for the TC here that doesn't have any gold anymore under it. So it's still very important to protect the farming eco here, of which Slam is now losing a lot. Maybe we should slow down a bit, right? And with all those cavalier around, the champions, at least in 20 seconds, can't really engage. The camels fear the halbs a bit too much to really jump there. These camels once again under the castle, and we see an elephant. Will we see more elephants? Would be a bit surprised. Okay, now we have champions. Fully upgraded. They lack the last attack upgrade, but are getting +3? Ah, they are missing most of the defense upgrades still from the blacksmith. They're getting +3 armor against ranged attacks, which makes them not only great against all those halbs and the traps if they can get there. They also can resist castle fire a lot longer, can resist TC fire a lot longer. Halb raid here, if we can call it that. Not really efficient. Oh, was that a demo? Yeah, a little demo raft. And it did do some damage against the traps, but not even a third against the now weaker trap. But it could help out. And it kind of forces Overtaken to kill the dog now. And therefore not using the traps to kill either the castle or the other trap here. I'm not sure which trap is higher. I think the one of Slam, so he gets some hill bonus. And Pikeman is now getting tagged. How's gold control looking? Slam still has this, but the army of Overtaken will go there soon. And then it looks a bit dire for Slam with gold. Has nothing left while Overtaken is taking gold here. Can still sell the stone here. The gold here ran out, but this one that Slam once took, still there. Oh, now big fight with a lot of champions. Slam is deleting the house here to get a better engagement, but it looks like most of those fights are taken downhill for Overtaken. He is getting the hill bonus damage, and Slam's military numbers are falling. But the ones of Overtaken as well. Camels are helping out against the Cavalier. Pikemen could help out as well. And there are enough champions around now. The elephant makes it a bit harder, but still doesn't excel against camels. Against champions, they are quite solid, because you need multiple champions to fight an elephant properly. But they are doing a little bit of splash damage around themselves. Castle here is falling. And now the TC will fall as well. Slam sees that he will be completely dead without any gold left. And overtaken, a bit surprising in my eyes, is taking the first game. But that makes the next sets just a little bit more exciting.